did you know that the home button has a
dirty little secret?
Recently, Apple just discontinued the home button on the new iPhone 16e. Now, no iPhone in the lineup actually has a home button on it or Touch ID on it. But did you know that this home button actually has a lot of issues with it that caused it to get completely changed in 2016? When the iPhone 7 launched in 2016, Apple completely retransformed the home button. Gone was the actual physical clicky home button. It was replaced with a haptic feedback type of home button that only worked with the phone on and actually having something pressed up against it. So it actually wasn't a real physical button, it was actually a force touch button, but it had a vibration motor inside of it that made it feel like it actually physically clicked. The reason why Apple did this is because the home buttons were actually prone to failure a lot. They would actually over time fail if you press them too much. So they get sticky, they get stuck, and you wouldn't actually be able to use your home button. Now what Apple actually had to do in order to remedy this is add some software into it to allow you to have a digital home button, so in case your home button did fail, you actually had a backup. This was actually called Assistive Touch. Now if you remember this, there was actually a little digital home button that you can actually press in order to go home. So I would be able to press this, press home, I'd be able to press this button and be able to change a bunch of different settings on my iPhone. Now this feature wasn't specifically made just for people who had failing home buttons. This feature was there for assistive touch for accessibility purposes. But a lot of people did end up using this feature because the home button would fail so often. I personally never had an iPhone with a home button fail on me, but if you had an iPhone with a home button, let me know if yours actually failed and you had to use the assistive touch feature on the iPhone. I knew a lot of people who actually did have their home buttons fail and they had to use the assistive touch on the iPhone. That is just another interesting iPhone fact that we will never ever have to experience again. It is a little bit sad that this era of iPhone is officially over. There is no longer an iPhone with a home button. There's no longer an iPhone with Touch ID. There's no longer an iPhone sold today that actually looks like this. RIP the home button.